The squaddies are now 4 days into their challenge to get our 1968 Stolly swimming. They're well behind schedule, but the cargo bay doors are finished and Axel's come up trumps with the parts for the water jets.
Yeah, we've got a guy called Lee Hurst. He'll come and pick them up.
So I'm on my way to see Will Earlham, a man who claims to be a Northamptonshire farmer, but has a barn full of Stollies and insists on wearing camouflage. Will? Lee.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you, mate. You got a few bits for me?
Yeah.
For a Stolly?
Yep.
Now, I know that is one, but it looks about as good as our one, eh? What you got for me here?
A couple of pop shafts. I've better let them go because I don't fancy swimming this old girl.
No?
No, I can't swim.
I wouldn't if I could have stayed with it, be honest.
Oh, you don't have this bit up when you're swimming it.
Well, we've got to get all this into the back of the motor, so
Yep.
give me the lightest bits and you carry the heavy bits. Now, I'm trusting you that these are the right parts, you know that.
Would I lie to you?
You might do, I don't know. I'm out here in the middle
Wouldn't
of the
dream of
dark
it.
doing a dodgy deal with a bloke I've never met before. Right. Stick them all in there.
Right, yeah.
I'm still not sure if Will is a farmer, or really a frontman for the not very popular Front for the Liberation of Northampton. But I am very grateful to him, as hopefully he saved the day.
Hello.
Oh dear.
Any luck?
Any luck?
What do you got? What do you got?
Any luck? Greased a few palms.
Oh, yes, mate. Respect.
Had a few chats with a few people. Don't ask too many questions.
What do you think?
Don't ask too many questions. Need to know bases, that sort of thing.
Is this everything?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like one of the kiddies we
Try
need?
not to smash any of the car up while you get it out. If it's all there, it should work like this. On the front of the engine is a special gearbox called a PTO, or power takeoff. It can switch the engine from powering the wheels to powering 2 propellers hidden in tubes deep within the Stolly's hull. They suck in water from the sides, blast it out of the back just like a jet boat. When the army disabled the system, they removed the drive shafts between the PTO and the propellers. And the drive shafts should be amongst the stuff I picked up from Will. The next morning they have to get cracking to catch up. Axel and Claire start to reassemble their heavy drive shafts that will power the propellers.
What do you call a skip with wheels? Stolly!
But by now they're well behind schedule and Major Ben's giving them a hard time.
Just because I'm round the front of the vehicle doesn't mean the cat's away. Let's not have any more breaks until both sides are in. And then we have a big tea break to celebrate that. And you tell me when the tea break is, because I'll be round the front.
Right, sir.
Jerry, keep it on.
With Jerry playing Sergeant Major, the 2 privates get cracking. Putting back what the army took out 20 years ago, the heavy shafts that connect the engines to the propellers in the 2 water jets. It's a pig of a job, not helped by the Major taking the mick.
If you look out there, Axel, you can see the tea wagon.
Oh, yes.
Lots of nice cups of tea and cakes in there.
No, we're too busy for that.
On that.
Don't
No,
go there,
we
'cause
don't
you're not
stop.
ready to go.
No, we don't want it.
We
We're too
don't
busy.
stop
We're fine. We don't
tea.
stop at tea. You want a cup of tea, sir? You go and have a cup of tea. We're
Yeah.
too busy to drink tea.
But you can have a cup.
No,
Yeah, you go and have a cup, sir.
I'm a team player.
Are you?
We have tea when everybody's ready for me.
Right, okay.
Three hours of bash knuckles later, and the engine is once again connected to the water jets.
Can't believe that all that scrap that Lee turned up with in the back of his car.
No, no.
It does, it looks like scrap.
It does.
We fitted it. And fingers crossed
No.
it should work. Make it rotate.
I did. Look.
It move.
It moves. There's life.
Yeah, I might need a few more revs per minute and that, but...
Not much.
The final job is to connect the lever that engages the system to the control box in the cab. Axel and Major Ben start the job in high spirits, but soon the Stolly starts to try their nerves.
It's got to go
I'm lined up on my brackets here.
It's got to go up another inch.
We have to have this on top, this underneath to give us the room that gets underneath here. Come on, girlie. There we go.
We've just got to work out which way it goes round.
In all, it takes them 2 hours to fit 2 simple control rods.
No. We just hope after all this it actually works, because I'm going to scream if it doesn't.
Axel might have been problems with his rods, but Jerry's going no better. He's been working on the Stolly's aquatic steering system. At the back there are 2 nozzles that can angle the water jets to the left or right. They're controlled by long rods running along the length of the Stolly to a control box in the cab. They come in several pieces, but when Jerry screws them all together, they aren't long enough.
They've all connected together beautifully. I'm happy with that. Unfortunately, when I put the control box in, here, my rods don't reach it. They're here. So, I've got to find some way of getting them to it.
How far out is it?
A foot. If it was 2 inches or something like that, I might be able to mackle it. I don't know,
You're staring at it?
I'm going to stare at it.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is the problem, isn't it? Buying a set of swimming gear that didn't actually come off this Stolly in the first place.
That's the problem. Lee's dodgy second-hand swimming gear.
Now you would have thought with all those brains that Jerry would have realised that what he needed was a longer rod. But no. It takes Major Ben and Private Axel to seize the initiative, and soon they're on a nighttime raid of the Army's scrap heap to liberate a bit of metal to bridge the gap.
How about that long here?
Just a bit thick, it's too thick.
How about the middle part?
Oh, hold on. I think we might... That looks a weeny bit thinner, but can we get away with it, do you reckon?
It seems the troops have come up trumps, and soon a bit of ex-army fencing is cut up to plug the gap between the rods and the control box in the cab.
Oh, Jerry, you're a man.
Once the rods are connected, all you have to do is pull on the levers in the cab, and the nozzles will angle the water jets at the stern.
Yes!
But the Stolly's been a pig to work on all day, and now it's Major Ben's morale that's hitting rock bottom.
I thought today was going to be a straightforward day. I thought things were going to fit.
But why be glum when you've got 6.5 litres of engine and a deserted tank park to play with it on? It's amazing what the sound of a big engine can do for a man, and as Axel revs her up, the old Stolly is shown one of her trademarks, flames out the back, and an exhaust system that glows red hot.
Look at that exhaust!
Yeah, no, the exhaust is red hot.
Okay, listen everybody. This lot, even after a short journey like that, is all too hot to handle for some time. To give you a demonstration, if I spit at it, it turns into steam. Okay? Don't touch it. Right, good drive.
The fact that our Stolly does a pretty good impersonation of a cooker is in many ways the key to its demise. It might have been great at bombing through the mud, but one of its main jobs was carrying fuel. And a good few Stollys went up in smoke when their jerry cans leaked onto the exhaust. In fact, the Stolly was a highly expensive white elephant, a buzz to drive and a gas to swim, but an utter pig in every other department, especially when it comes to maintenance. Little wonder, seeing as she's really a modified fire truck with a World War II engine. By the 1980s, the Army had gone off the idea of swimming, preferring instant bridges instead. Soon after, the Russians packed up their tanks and missiles and left Germany for good. Fed up with the Stolly's maintenance bill and no longer needing a swimming truck to help repel invading Russians, the Army scrapped the Stolly in 1992. When the job's done, our one's going on parade, swimming in front of Major Ben's commanding officer and men. So, the squaddies decide to make sure her new seals are waterproof. The idea is a huge tank and check for leaks. The only problem is, they find the water only comes up to her axles.
Nowhere near.
As a result, they won't know if she's waterproof until we test her for real. Worse, as they drive back, disaster strikes. The Stolly's 6.5 litre engine, dating from 1944, gives up the ghost. The problem appears to be with the engine's electrics rather than its mechanics, and with time pressing, it's the moment to be big, brave and ask for help. Luckily, the base is next to the largest tank museum in the country, only place you could turn up out of the blue with a half-dead stolly and expect to have it repaired by next morning.
Chatty? Mike?
What have you broken now?
Well, we don't know, Rat. Well, it might not be broken, it might be fixable. Well, we've got a problem with the engine, basically. We've had it going really sweetly, and it starts sweetly when we start up in the morning when the engine's cold.
Well, the quick way round, make sure you've got fuel, check if you've got a good spark. If not, then look at the big arm.
Did I just hear you say, wait 10 minutes, no, I can't fix it for you? Did I just hear you say that?
There's a chance of that.
Chance, yeah. It depends if you cross our palms.
You know, we're talking, you know.
Extreme.
Congratulations. Half.
I'll have the
Oh,
orange.
look. 7/16.
All right.
3/4.
The right one.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we've got a deal here.
Right, crack on. We'll have our lunch. You come back with your Rolls Royce and pick us up and take us to the vehicle. How's that?
Okay.
This surrendering business puts Jerry's nose out of joint, but as any military man will tell you, it's better to lose a battle but win the war. And the next morning the stolly's right as rain and the squad are back on track. Orders of the day are a complete respray from top to bottom. The first job is one final washdown, which is a good thing. After yesterday's disaster, the squaddies have no idea if she's watertight or not, so they grab a chance to test something not normally found on a truck, a bilge pump. If she springs a leak tomorrow in front of the colonel, then this water pump will be their last line of defence. With the stolly installed in the giant sunbed-like paint shop, it's time to dress up and play with wrapping paper. The stolly's going to be sprayed, so any part that isn't going to end up green has to be masked off with brown paper.
I can't wrap Chris.
You ready?
With white suits and fancy respirators, it's a graffiti artist's paradise. Unfortunately, there's no room for self-expression. All our stolly's going to get is a white undercoat and a liberal dosing of olive drab.
I think it's going to be a good job.
Let's hope so, because the Major's reputation is resting on it.